If you want to steal $1 million, you need a plan, a weapon, and an escape route. If you want to steal the very concept of civilization, art, science, and global dominance, you're going to need a lot of beer.
Forget Ocean's 11! That's amateur hour. The first and greatest heist in human history was pulled off by one woman, armed with nothing but a bottomless liver and the sheer willpower to listen to her boss's drunken rambling.
Welcome to the archive. I am Professor Gideon Temenos, and this is living proof of why you never give gods administrative privileges. Today, we're discussing how the goddess Inanna hacked the chief engineer of the universe using ancient Sumerian alcohol. Meet Inanna, the goddess of love, war, and ambition. By Sumerian standards, she was the young, aggressive CEO of a startup called the City of Uruk. Uruk had potential, but it lacked tech.
They had pure hustle and zero infrastructure. All the patents, the technology, the laws of physics and sociology were sitting on servers in the city of Eridu, owned by our old pal, the god Enki.
The Sumerians called these concepts me. They were divine decrees, literally flash drives containing the source code of reality. There was a me for kingship, a me for building temples, and even a me for prostitution, descending into the underworld and playing the flute. Whoever held them held a monopoly on civilization.
And our girl Inanna decided it was time for a hostile takeover. But she didn't raise an army. She put on her best dress, hopped into her boat of heaven, and sailed over to Eridu for a visit. Classic social engineering.
Enki, the god of wisdom, saw his magnificent guest approaching. And like any all-powerful but incredibly bored executive, he decided to show off. He ordered his two-faced secretary, Isimud, to set the table. Quote, "Give her sweet wine to drink. Treat her to beer."
Mistake number one, Professor. You never try to drink a goddess of passion and chaos under the table. Enki thought he was just flexing for a younger relative. Inanna was there on business.
The feast began. The cups were filled over and over. Inanna drank, but stayed completely sober. Meanwhile, the great god Enki, creator of humanity, slowly but surely lost his grip on reality.
Do you respect me? You know what? I love you so much, Inanna. I'm gonna give you absolute power over the priesthood. Take it.
Inanna replied, "I accept."
And also, take the art of woodworking, and metallurgy, and the art of making fire. It's a gift. It's all yours, kiddo.
She accepted everything. The Sumerian text lists over 100 me. Enki, in a fit of drunken generosity, gave away the entire backup of human progress. He left the admin passwords right there on the bar. Inanna neatly packed them up, loaded them onto her ship, and set sail while the god of wisdom was drooling into an empty cup.
Greetings, meat sacks! Welcome to Bronze Age CyberSecurity. You think phishing is when someone emails you a fake bank link? Bullshit! Real phishing is when a relative with a plunging neckline shows up, pours you a pint of craft beer, and you voluntarily sign over the entire intellectual property of your corporation. Take notes from Inanna. No firewall hacking required. Just a liver, some flattery, and the sheer dementia of the lead sysadmin. End of transmission.
Morning in Eridu was rough. Enki woke up with a monumental, skull-splitting hangover. He looked at his empty server racks and asked his secretary, Isimud, where is the me of kingship? Isimud replied, You gave it to Inanna.
What about the me of justice? And blacksmithing? You gave it all away, boss. Imagine the face of a guy realizing he drunk-gifted the entire concept of civilization.
Panic ensued. Enki dispatched his best corporate hitmen, the Abgal monsters and sea demons. He ordered them to intercept the boat of heaven before it reached the port of Uruk.
Enki was screaming, "Take the boat, but don't touch the woman!" But Inanna was ready. She wasn't just a hacker, she was a god of war. Every step of the way, her loyal vizier Ninshibur fought off the demons. They smashed through the blockades with a cargo hold full of stolen civilization.
7 times the demons attacked. 7 times they were repelled. Inanna entered Uruk in triumph. She unloaded the me, and Uruk instantly transformed from a dusty startup into a metropolis, the cultural capital of the ancient world. The code was injected into the system. A rollback was impossible. Enki had to admit defeat. Once sobered up, the great god of wisdom realized he would lose in court. After all, he gave it away voluntarily. He blessed Uruk and accepted that progress was no longer his sole property. This myth isn't just a funny story about binge drinking, it's the Sumerians stating a brutal fact. True progress is never handed down from above by benevolent gods. It is always taken through cunning, ambition, and the ruthless exploitation of someone else's weakness. Civilization is not a gift. It is a successful burglary.
Check your passwords more. And if someone pours you a beer and calls you a genius, run the f*** away. Subscribe before we steal your data too.